But even the fake ones, there's art. Like, think about Tarantino movies. That's art, even though he depicts some horrible situations that happen.
Right. So
it's still art because he arranged this. This all came out of his mind. Is it art if it comes out of an artificial mind?
What was
even though art is in artificial. Yeah.
Exactly. Hey, blast off, I can talk my ass off. Hey, Smokey, what you seen, and I'll tell you what I saw.
Hollywood, what you think, and I'll tell you what I thought.
And we can talk about it all when we here on Trash Talk. Hey. What's going on, everybody? We're back with another episode of the Trash Talkers podcast.
We made it.
We made it, Smokey.
Yeah, we did.
What's new in your life, buddy?
Oh, man. You know what I did this week? I tried to enter my name into the NFL draft. I wanted to be drafted, like my never-ending quest to become a football player. I just keep trying new things, so I thought I'd enter my name into the draft, and lo and behold, they didn't draft me.
Didn't 2 weeks ago, you tried out for...
for the USFL? Yes.
No, it was the roller derby.
Oh, the roller derby first, yes. I went and tried out for roller derby. And I tried out for the Pittsburgh Maulers of the USFL, and it didn't work, so I was like, I'll just throw my name in the draft. Let's see if I get drafted. And it didn't happen.
It didn't show up?
It didn't happen.
Better luck next year.
I put my name in the hat, though. I was like,
hey,
I tried at least.
You'll never know unless you absolutely try.
Exactly.
So,
what you do?
What did I do? Oh, I can't say what I did, actually. Yeah. I can't say what I did, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, let's just leave that at that.
Oh, well.
Let me give something.
Good story.
Yeah, because I can't say that one. Damn, what did I do? You know what? The Undertaker was at Lenox Mall.
Ah.
And I tried to get a photograph, and he was, was with his family, and I didn't want to, interrupt and be like, hey,
don't bother me.
Yeah, but dude, I wanted the Undertaker to put me in a choke slam so bad. Not a tombstone.
Yeah.
I wanted a choke slam.
Yeah.
And
he just kicked your ass around the store a little bit?
No, I saw him. I wanted to approach him, but I saw him with his family, and I'm like, you know what? Let me just not. But you know how legendary it would have been if he would have been like, you know what?
Tombstone me.
Put my armor and just boom, right in freaking Abercrombie and Fitch or something.
Yeah,
dude.
Definitely.
Man, yeah, but we've been venturing and trying some new things.
Yeah, and still trying to make it.
Well, like you say at the beginning of every podcast, what do you say?
We made it.
We made it, and we're gonna continue to make it.
Absolutely.
Going on, let's read the top 3 comments from the last podcast, which was which cities has the best music or produces the best music. The number 3 most liked comment from last podcast is from Michael McCombs. He said Cleveland also introduced America to Rush. He said the Midwest was a hub of popularity for classic rock music.
Wow. Cleveland, really?
Yeah.
I mean, they are Canadian, obviously, but
why Cleveland, though?
They got their start in Cleveland, huh?
Trash Talkers educate us.
That is a big music. I mean, isn't the Hall of Fame there? Yeah, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
That's in Cleveland?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
And the Football Hall of Fame is in Canton, not far from Cleveland.
Go one podcast without talking about football.
I'll try.
Just try it.
As long as I don't try another football venture this week.
There you go. Yeah, no, bro. If I swear you trying out for the XFL, don't do it.
Well, they're in their playoffs, so I might try out next year.
Okay, next year. The number 2 most liked comment is from Johnny MG85. Shout out Johnny. He says Smokey's British accent was more Australian to me.
Yeah, I can see that.
Johnny's got 2 comments on his post. One from Haley that says, I think second time round it was LOL. And then the second comment was from Baby Al that says, definitely heard Australian with kangaroo emojis.
Yeah, I get it. It does bleed over a lot.
The number 1 most liked comment from last podcast is from Paul Haney. Paul Haney says, so, from the nearest city to me, Birmingham has produced the following artists: Black Sabbath, Judas Priest, Napalm Death, Godflesh, UB40, Dexy's Midnight Runners, Fine Young Cannibals,
wow,
Christine McVie, Duran Duran, Moody Blues, ELO,
wow.
A good selection of different genres. Interesting.
Wow. Yeah. At first when you said it, I was like, Birmingham. Birmingham, Alabama.
Alabama? I knew you
No.
were thinking that.
But yeah, obviously Birmingham, England.
England, yeah.
There's a lot of artists coming out of England
Dude,
now.
England produces some artists, man.
Yes.
I mean,
And I guess Birmingham would be the hub, it sounds like.
you think that's like the Motown of England?
Maybe so. Maybe so. Or the Cleveland.
Or yeah,
Yeah.
introduce us to Rich. But today's topic.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, AI is getting so advanced,
Yeah, it is.
bro. I saw an ad where like, are you lonely? Do you want like a girlfriend to talk to?
Oh, they're doing like AI girlfriends now. You know, I saw the things where they'll, what do they call them, like weeboos or whatever, where you can get like animated anime girlfriends. And
Hentai?
Yeah, what?
Hentai?
I mean, I guess if you go that far with it, but basically, like you have this whole scenario play out through this AI generated algorithm thing
Okay.
to where you have your own anime girlfriend and I guess you do things with her and have a life together. I don't know. It's tough. I mean, if that's your only, I mean, if you're into it, you're into it. I get it. But if that's your only option, I kind of feel bad for you.
No, I mean, everyone needs someone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, I think you actually said it. You know, AI or social media will be the downfall of
Society. Yeah.
as we are on a social media
Yes,
platform.
exactly. I mean, it can be good and bad at the same time, for sure.
So what about, okay, when it comes to AI, like the people like let's say a guy, you know, just got divorced, you know, and he's like man, I work so much that I can't be on the dating scene. I can't go out to bars, you know, I can't do that. Like in my eyes, if that's what satisfies you and you need it,
Yeah, like I said, if that's what you're into, I just feel bad for the people that's their only option, you know? It's like if you're longing for companionship from an actual person, but you have to settle for AI. I kind of feel bad for those people,
like
you know?
like think about it. Like if you're like, let's say you're in a long distance relationship and you're talking to someone who's not in your city or your state or your country, you know, that is a real person that you're connecting with emotionally. And you could go see that person, you know, it could be a drive, could be a flight, could be a bus, could be whatever, but that's still a real person. Now if it's an artificial intelligent being, that's
The only way you can interact is through the screen.
But-
It's not tangible.
But so it's not a sentient being, but it's speaking to you as if it's a sentient being.
Well, that's the thing, is it may be sentient.
Good question.
I mean, they've come so far with AI technology that you can't even tell the difference sometimes. And right now, we still know. We haven't crossed the uncanny valley yet. But we will get there to where you can't tell the difference. And you won't know if you're talking to a real person or a bot. And then when robotics come into it, you're going to be interacting with robotics that feel like real people. You know?
I think you know, and the topic here is, would the trash talkers listen to music that's from an AI generated artist?
Yeah,
now
that's
you
the
said
question.
the feeling isn't there, right? Would you agree with me that you would say at least half, if not more than half, of making music comes from your personal?
Oh yeah. I mean, that's the thing about art, right? Art has to come from deep inside your mind. It's this abstract place that you're pulling from out of your mind to create art. It just feels weird, right? It feels weird that there's no actual brain. I mean, there's an electronic brain, if you want to call it that.
Brain, yeah.
That this stuff is coming from, but all it is just an algorithm of things that people have put out into the universe, i.e. the internet.
Right.
You know, like these AI generated algorithms, they'll go through millions of songs and they'll dissect each song and pull out what they think is the best part of it and go, look, I made the perfect song here. And it's just the culmination of millions of songs that have been put on the internet.
But here's the question: is that a bad thing?
Well, that's the question. Like I said, the uncanny valley. At what point do we cross the uncanny valley in music?
That's a good question. Because, okay, let's say this. Let's say Laterales by Tool.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing song. You know,
Yeah.
to my knowledge, the only song that's used the Fibonacci sequence.
Yeah.
Now, let's say that was first and foremost. Can we just shout out the fact that Tool created a song using the Fibonacci sequence that I
Oh
have?
yeah.
Can we just acknowledge how
Yeah.
smart and
Yeah.
that's crazy. Now that's something an artificial intelligent program or entity would do, would create
Yes.
something,
Yes.
but Tool did that as a living human biological.
Yeah. Which man, that makes it super intelligent.
Right.
Yes.
Would people
Genius.
would people enjoy Lateralus made by not Tool but Fool, and that the band Fool was AI? Would people
Yeah.
still enjoy it? You think?
Good question. That right there, that's the debate. So if that song itself, let's say Tool didn't make that song,
Mm-hmm.
and you heard it now, knowing that it came from AI, would you still feel that? Would you still be as fascinated
That's a
by
good
that song,
question. That's a
knowing
good
that it
question.
didn't come from someone's mind or a group of people's mind? It came from an algorithm on the internet. Like if it was the exact same song, does it lose that feeling? Does it lose that interest? Knowing that, like, yeah, it's just an
I don't know.
algorithm that
Does
made
it?
it.
Like, what do you think? Does it? Does if a
I feel like it does. I feel like it loses.
But what if you didn't know? Okay, what if you found out, hey, we've been told since we've been doing Tool Tuesdays and JK Tuesday, we've been told Maynard, Adam, Justin, and Danny have made Lateralus. Now, what if they come out and say, hey, actually, we just put.
Oh, that would be crazy. That would be crazy because so many people are like, yes, they're geniuses for making this,
But what if they
and
came out
then
and
they
said
came
it was
out and
all
say
AI?
it was an AI
And they were just were
program.
the face for the AI. How would you feel about that?
Well, I would feel like they are a bit of frauds. Absolutely.
Wow.
I mean, there's still some credit being given for okay, you go and play it live. Like I get that. Like that takes some skill, that takes some talent to do that, right?
What if they're
But
not though? What if they,
but it's
Danny's
not
back
really
there
art.
like just like air
Oh, he's just
drumming?
faking it.
What if that?
He's just Milli Vanilli'd it.
What? Yeah, like what if that? I mean,
Oh, that'd be crazy.
but go ahead. What were you saying?
Well, they would lose all credibility. I mean, we talked about Milli Vanilli, and
Yeah.
they're like people. I mean, they were still attractive guys. They could still dance.
Yeah.
And I think they actually proved, or at least one of them proved, that he could actually sing.
Yeah.
But no one would listen to their music after they found out
they
it
were
was
frauds.
fake. Yeah, yeah.
So would you still enjoy Lateralus if they came out and said it wouldn't have the same feeling? I
Yeah,
think.
not at all. It wouldn't.
Damn.
I mean, I'd probably still listen to it just for the curiosity and go back and try to reanalyze it and say, okay,
Dude.
okay, I see where the computer program did
think
that.
about that. That makes Maynard's brain a computer.
Oh yeah.
For
Yeah,
him to
yeah.
and
Well, that's what brains are. In
or
one sense.
computers.
Some of them are stronger than others.
Now let's go down this rabbit hole. Now you said, would people still enjoy music if it? Okay, before I even go there, like let's say, like what's one of your favorite songs of all time?
Oh, "Come Gangsta" by Tech Nine.
Okay, song "Come Gangster" by Tech Nine.
Yeah.
Now let's say there was a new rapper out. You've never seen his face, and his name is Dirty Keyboard, and he put out a song "Come Gangsta Uncome," and you're thinking, I mean, there's a music video with this guy, but
Yeah.
the lyrics and everything was wrote by this guy. Even the backstory of where this guy's from,
Yeah.
what high school was all AI.
Well, that's what happened.
But would you still be a fan of that if it was like, look, I know you like "Come Ungangsta" or "Come Gangsta" by
Yeah,
Tech Nine.
yeah.
If an AI produced song with an actual person that was putting on the face, would you still be like, man? The AI knows you love this song. Well, because I know you like that song, I'm gonna make it 13 times better. And you're like, Hollywood, you gotta check this one out, dude. Would you? And
That's tough. It's tough because it loses that feeling of it's not really art, is it? If it's just a culmination of other
Man.
people's work, like.
But
It
is
doesn't
AI
have
not
the
art?
individuality to
AI is art, though.
it. Is it?
Is
What defines art?
That's the question. Is snuff films art?
Oh, to some people, yeah. I
Okay,
mean,
so then some people.
yeah, because it's arranged by people. I mean, as horrible as it is, especially legitimate ones, which are absolutely illegal. But even the fake ones, there's art. Like, think about Tarantino
Yeah.
movies. That's art, even though he depicts some horrible situations that happen.
Right. So
It's
to
still art because he arranged this. This all came out of his mind. Is it art if it comes out of an artificial mind?
what was the
Even though
first
art is
is
in artificial,
artificial.
yeah.
Exactly. That could be the key word right there.
Yeah.
Artificial is technically art.
So but that actually happened. There was this rapper called FN Mika, and this is coming straight from Wikipedia. FN Mika is a fictional rapper avatar.
Please tell me there's a face.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
There
I
he is.
did hear about this.
Yeah, developed by Brandon Lee in 2019 as part of the company Factory New, with Anthony Martini joining the project in early 2020 as co founder, self described as a virtual rapper. The project had claimed that the music and lyrics were generated by AI using thousands of data points. That's what they do. Compiled from video games and social media.
Wow.
Later, this was called into question when Houston, Texas based rapper
Uh oh, who?
Kyle the Hooligan claimed to be the anonymous human voice behind FN Mika.
That's what I'm saying.
It is currently the most prominent virtual rapper with over 10 million followers.
Wow. And I want to know how many albums he sold. Was he on the Billboard chart?
But it's probably downloads, but yeah.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, there was a physical, biological
Well,
person.
that's the point of contention, I think. I don't know. I haven't heard the completion of the story here, because this guy comes out and claims, you have the company over here saying no, this is all AI, but you have this guy coming out and saying no, I
That's
did
me.
that.
Right,
so,
right.
so where's the truth in that?
Okay.
I mean,
Man, that's crazy. Okay, now let's go down this rabbit hole. You ready for this?
mm-hmm.
You believe in the simulation.
Yeah.
The simulation would be a form of AI, right?
Mm-hmm.
So me and you both make music, right?
Mm-hmm.
So are we technically not, if we're simulated, are we not making...
Well, in the simulation theory, though, you're going to believe that we are individual human spirits that are placed into the computer program.
But isn't that the same? The AI that's in the program, we simulated that AI to be that, right?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Like if a Grand Theft Auto character made you could go in there and make a song, and that Grand Theft Auto character might think, and I'm making the hottest song ever.
Yeah.
He's got the hottest song in San
Yeah,
Andreas.
if we are actually controlled and we don't actually have our own thoughts, then yes, technically all art is AI
artificial
generated.
Yes. I mean, if you even look at, like, we could talk about like pyramids, like the pyramids. If this is truly a simulation, that's artificially simulated.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I mean,
What was the program you were talking about earlier?
oh, dude, there's a. See, I don't know if this has anything to do with music,
Yeah.
but apparently there's this thing called let's see, what's it called? It's called Chat with GPT, and apparently what it does is, it's literally pretend having a conversation with God. Like, you
Oh,
could,
God.
and yeah, like literally anything you want to ask it's so intelligent that it can pick up on every word you say, it, how you say it, the tone you say it. Are you saying in a happy voice, a sad voice, a curious voice? And it will communicate with you. It's not like Google, like, hey.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's beyond Google.
Oh
if it's
no,
doing that.
it's literally a person that's a
Artificial person.
Yeah, I mean, and I've never tried it, but I would really like to try it, man. I would really like
I'm
to try
curious
it.
about that too, and see, like, is it infallible? That's the question, right?
I mean, man,
Like, is it absolutely perfect?
like, what if that's our like, again, let's go back to the simulation. What if Chat GPT is our creator, and now we're able to talk with the creator who created the creation of the creator?
Yeah.
If that even makes sense.
No, I get it. I get it. Like, yeah, I mean, if this is all a simulation, there has to be a creator somewhere, right? What if the creator itself is an AI creation?
Right, but someone created that.
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah,
we could go
exactly.
so deep on this, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's but bottom line though, if you ask me the question, am I okay with listening to music artificially created,
Mm-hmm.
yes, it is weird because I want to bond with the artist. I want to know what's
Yeah.
your background. How'd you grow up? What school you went to? Who you used to hang out with? Do you play any instruments?
That's the fascination with music stars. Like when you get into an artist, I think most people do this. There are casual listeners out there, but to actual music heads, to people that watch the trash talkers, the tribe here, we are music junkies.
Yes, we are.
When we find out about an artist,
We
we
want
want to know
more.
everything about that artist.
Yes.
Yeah. And when there is there's nothing to know about AI.
But what if though? What if it gets to the point where, hey, this AI song, band, they had this route. This was created by this person, and their program was this. And what if we get so, technologically savvy to where it's like, hey, they had this many terabytes in order
Oh,
to make this
faking it.
song.
Like, oh, well.
Like, what I mean? What if each like let's say there's a band called Jamesboro, and they were artificially created, but they only had 17 terabytes to create these songs. What if we get into that? Like, what if the terabytes is their background?
Well, it would be fascinating to learn the details of it. But like you said, there's not that bond.
But then you get what if you get a supergroup like Metallica? They had 800 terabytes, and they could make like
yeah, we're just putting all these AIs together and letting them bond and then come out with something even better each time.
That the Metallica would be called Atalicama, and they got a GPC that's just on God mode. It's just like,
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, it's gonna happen. There's no doubt about that. It's going to happen. Everything that you could imagine in some science fiction movie is going to happen in real life.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it. Go back through the history of making movies and stories. Everything that has been seen as futuristic is happening or about to happen.
now, yeah.
Because it doesn't matter. If you can make it up, it will happen.
So,
And that could be just putting it out into the universe. Like
Yeah.
enough people think about it, it actually happens in real life. But it could also be generated by an artificial program because they're like, okay, so this many people think about this. We need to add this into the reality.
to the algorithm, yeah.
Yeah.
I think bottom line, it comes down to believing if there's a simulation theory. Because if everything is created and simulated, then we are in a simulation and creating a simulation that's going to create music from that simulation.
Yeah,
So like we
absolutely.
are, you know what I mean? I brought it up earlier, but I don't know. You're right. It's going to happen eventually. It's going to happen.
It is. And that's our question to you guys. Like, how do you feel? Would you listen to it? I think we all would be curious enough to listen. But are you going to play this song over and over again? Is it going to be that good? Is it going to be like, because art comes from personal experiences and pain in a lot of cases, especially with things like the blues and even hip hop, They don't have that. The computer program doesn't have that pain to draw from. So, are you going to feel it? Are you going to bond with the music the way you would coming from another person?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
And before we move on, to our crazy stories of the week, also to our tool heads out there, if you found out that Lotta Rawless was an artificially created song, but Tool was the frontman, would you still enjoy the song as much as you do?
Absolutely.
I'd be curious to know what the trash talkers would say to that.
Yeah. I gotta say no, though, myself.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, it's fascinating, and I want to hear it. I want to see what it sounds like.
Just to know that Maynard did that without...
Yes, that makes it more special.
I agree, but that's what I'm saying.
Know that a person was capable of doing that rather than an algorithm.
But what if they're... do you know another band that's made an entire song from the Fibonacci sequence?
No, not at all.
Okay, so you could...
I'm sure people have tried since they heard that Tool did it.
It ain't no Lotta Rawless, though, bruh.
I mean, we haven't heard it, so...
But what if the Lotta Rawless that we know of is
actually
AI?
generated?
That's like, what if every other song on the album Lotta Rawless was made by Tool, but that one song that's just so happening to use the golden spiral of like, God, I don't know, that's crazy.
I think rappers are probably going to be the first ones to jump on board.
Well,
as far as like lyric generators,
Yeah,
which
you
those
brought
are
it
already
up.
out there.
You just
Well,
brought it
see,
up.
I'm saying this is a whole entity that they created, right?
Yeah.
I'm saying mainstream rapper or any rapper is just going to go to their computer and say, okay, write me the best song. And they're going to perform it. And you're going to think that it
Oh
comes
my
from
God.
them. when they're not writing these lyrics.
Bro.
That's going to water down the music so much
But
when everyone finds out.
But if the AI knows that you like it,
Yeah.
then how can it water it down if you like
Well,
it?
I mean,
I'm giving
as
you
long
what
as
you like.
you keep the wool pulled over everyone's eyes, then they'll feel it. They will.
Real quick, before we get to our crazy stories of the week, I want to say, dude, imagine if we had this in school. Shout out to one of my friends. I won't say your name, but her kid had an essay, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's, I want to say, in the 5th grade, maybe, or no, actually, I want to say he's in the 6th or 7th grade. But anyway, he had to write a 700 essay on like some kind of religious figure or something, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a website where you can go in and type in what your topic's about,
And
how
it'll
many,
write the essay
how many
for you.
words you need to be, what grade you're in. Do you want it to be excellent, medium, fair, and literally it generates an entire 700 word to where it looks like someone in that grade about that topic, and you can hand it in and it's no plagiarism. What is our
Yeah, because it's all brand new.
That's what I'm
No
saying.
one has wrote it before.
So what does our future look like? What does our future look like with our children?
Are they going to learn? That's a question. Is this going to make people dumber? When it absolutely could. If
I mean,
no one has to learn the knowledge for themselves.
bro, do you remember having to write those essays?
Yeah.
You hated them, right?
Yeah.
But you still remember something about them.
Yeah, exactly.
Now go to a website and do it, and it gives you in 5 seconds. You don't know any of that.
You will never remember that because you spent no time learning the information for yourself.
God, that's. But just imagine if we had that in school.
Oh, dude. I mean, everybody got A's.
Yeah, we would have used it, bro, 100%.
Yeah.
All right, what we got in our stories today, Smoke? Do we got an OMG, a WTF? What
We got a WTF, and we have a story from Texas.
All right, so we got a Florida, so it's not but it's what the Florida, and then we got one from Texas. So give me one from Texas.
What does have a T in it?
How about this? I was gonna say TMI, like too much information, but Texas.
Texas much information.
Come on, give me something.
I don't know. Is there a better one than TMI? Work in progress.
We'll figure it out. Y'all let us know in the comment section. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
All right. So the first one says, police came to pull a Jeep out of lake. They found a woman inside alive.
How long was the Jeep in the lake?
I don't know yet.
Okay.
I leave these stories completely unread until we do them.
So you said police found woman in a Jeep
Yes.
in a lake,
Mhm.
and she was alive.
And she was alive, apparently, when they pulled the Jeep out of the lake.
So there must have been like some air pocket or something. But go ahead. What's the second one?
Man running from cops stops to pet cats
Stop.
and goes to jail.
If I'm wrong about this,
Yeah.
the dude who pet the cats, no question, that's from Florida. There's no question. And the person who was found in the Jeep was 100% from Texas, and I know I'm right.
Yeah, that's right.
100%. 100%.
Which one? You want to hear about the Jeep first?
I want to hear about
don't
the
you?
Jeep first. Yes.
All right. It started with a call from a fisherman who said he saw what looked to be a black Jeep virtually submerged in a lake in Marion County, Texas. Not until later, after the tow truck came, did anyone realize someone was in the vehicle, and they were still alive. This is in quotations. We do not know how long the Jeep was in the water, Captain of the police said.
Spalding.
Captain Spalding said. An investigator with the Marion County Sheriff's Office, Captain Spalding, he's moving on up in the world, told NPR. And that's just one of several questions that remained unanswered about this unusual case. After the initial call Friday morning, it took deputies around 18 minutes to reach the scene.
Oh my God.
Which sits between Dallas and Shreveport. It took a little longer for the truck from a nearby wrecker service to arrive.
Wow.
The Jeep was far from shore, about 40 feet out in the water.
Holy crap.
The fisherman who called the authorities stuck around using his boat to help a tow truck worker get out to the Jeep. In quotations again, it was at that time they saw a woman inside the Jeep, and the captain added abruptly, What began as a salvage job became a rescue job.
Wow.
And the fisherman and tow truck driver helped get the woman out of the vehicle, pulling her onto the boat.
100%. There had to be some air pocket, or she had to have
Must
some.
have been.
Because no one's going to be underwater for 18 minutes.
Yeah, it sounds like she was there for a while, yeah.
That's crazy. What about the cat guy?
All right, man running from cops stops to pet cats and goes to jail.
Only in Florida. Shout out our Floridians, but what the hell y'all doing? Go ahead.
This one's fairly long also. While it's often recommended people stop and smell the flowers, taking a time out to pet cats can lead to arrest. At least that was the case for the Boca Raton man last week. In the middle of fleeing, police stopped by a home, asked for water, and then proceeded to lay down and play with the homeowner's
Wait,
cats.
he was running from the cats?
Yes, he was running from the cops.
I mean, from the cat. This dude's run.
And he's like, ooh, cats.
No, he knocks on the door. Hey, can I get a drink of water real quick?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, the kitty. All right, guys, gotta go. Like, what the heck?
All that happened after the man was accused of taking $2,000 out of a friend's wallet the following a night of partying, according to the UPI. The man then crashed a Lexus into multiple vehicles, including a cop car and a fire hydrant, before he bailed into the residential area. At that point, both Boca Raton and Delray Beach police departments were on his tail. The man walked up to the backsliding door of this house and let himself in, saying he was a landscaper working next door. He asked for a glass of water, and she obliged. When she returned with the water, the man was laying on the floor and playing with the cats. It was odd. This is in quotations. Very odd. First Coast News reported when her husband tried to question the man, he fled outside and tried to get away from police by driving into the intercoastal waterway.
Lord.
The crew on board a police boat landed and caught that resulted in the catch. She went to Palm Beach County Jail.
I think we
now
get the
faces
point.
a long list of charges, including burglary of an occupied dwelling. Wow. So they actually gave him something for the house also.
Well, wait, did he get
Drug
charged?
possession.
Did he get charged for taking the 2,000? Does it say?
Including burglary of an occupied dwelling.
Okay.
3
so
counts of drug
the
possession.
burglary is going into the people's house.
I guess so, which is weird because they let him in.
Oh, well, then that would be burglary because he didn't.
He got burglary of an occupied dwelling, 3 counts of drug possession, 3 counts of assault, hit and run, and grand theft auto, among other charges.
Christ, talk about this dude, artificial intelligence. He was literally playing Grand Theft Auto on hard mode.
Artificial intelligence.
Jesus, man.
But yeah, if you're running from the cops, it's nice to pet cats and dogs and things, but you're probably going to get caught if you do that.
Here's the best advice. Just don't run.
Exactly.
Just don't. In this day and age,
it'll make it so much easier on yourself.
Yes.
Just to go with it.
Just go with it. Get you a bond. Get the hell out.
Yeah.
I mean, and not only that, but in this day and age, there are cameras everywhere.
Think about it. People turn these misdemeanors into felonies by doing this stuff. Like you stole money. You could pay that back.
Yes.
You might have to go to civil court and pay it back. You're not going to go to prison. But now that you played with cats, ran over some people, or
broke in somebody's house, got drugs on you.
Drove out into the waterway, grand theft auto, everything.
When all you had to do was just get pulled over, say, yes, sir, I'm sorry, I took the money. Here you go. You can have that.
Exactly.
Pay him back.
And I'll pay him back, yeah.
The simulation is real, and this dude was playing it.
Yeah, exactly.
100%. Guys, leave it down in the comments on if there's any crazy stories that you guys want us to read on the next Trash Talkers podcast. And also let us know if you guys would be interested or if you would be okay with jamming out to some artificial intelligent, some AI music that actually sounds good. Are you okay with that?
Yeah, absolutely.
100%. You got anything else, Smoke?
No, I think that's it for this week.
I think that's it. Great podcast, guys. Thank you to all our Trash Talkers out there who check in and tune in with us every Tuesday morning on the Trash Talkers podcast. And with that being said, my name is Manager Hollywood 6. Bye.
I am Larry Smokey Ramirez Cowell.
And we are
over
and
out.
deuces.